Pam, tell us what company you're with.
My company was named after my mother, Bobby. It's Bobby Morgenstern Real Estate.
Bobby Morgenstern Real Estate. Okay, and I'm assuming you're not from Phoenix.
I grew up in and out of here. My family moved here the first time when I was about 4, and my mother is still living in that house. It's near Scottsdale and Lincoln and on over an acre, and it cost $50,000.
Yeah, well, that was a while back.
Just a little while.
Yeah, and I don't even want to know what it's worth now.
Right, and they didn't charge extra for the pool or the pony in the back either.
So how old were you when you came?
4.
4. And where did you come from?
I don't know. We moved around a lot. My father was a sales manager, so as he would get promoted and things would change, we would move. And then we moved away, and they didn't sell the house, so we were fortunate enough to move back into it. Otherwise, we'd never be able to live there.
Okay. All right. So where'd you go to school?
As I said, moved around quite a bit.
Well,
I am an
since
NAU.
Phoenix, in Phoenix.
I really stay in the present. I'm not one to think too much about the past. I did go to NAU. My
Okay.
son is, right now, he's at Titan at Arcadia High School, and they're having homecoming today. I hope they have a good time.
Perfect. Okay, so tell us about Bobby Morgenstern Realty.
I was living in DC for a long time, and then Carolina for a couple years before I decided to go ahead and have a son. So I wanted to move back to Arizona to have a supportive family. My mother was already doing real estate, but not independently. I had earned a real estate license in North Carolina, so we used to joke about working together, particularly because we're both fairly bilingual. And that actually came to pass, and we've been close for a long time, and it's worked out really amazingly well.
Wow. So is it the fact that your mother was in real estate that got you interested in it? Or are you one of those kids that, oh God, I don't want to do what my parents did. I'll never do that. I'll never do that. Okay, let's do that.
For me, it really just made sense to be able to move all the way across the country and really kind of not miss a beat financially. When I was in DC, I had a government relations job. I did a lot of networking, and I hadn't lived in Arizona for about 15 years. So it really just made sense. I knew I wanted to start a family, and you don't know how much you're going to be able to work when that happens. I was still telecommuting for my DC job. It just made sense, and it's been a really nice thing that it's so flexible.
Okay. So it's more than just that you have worked for your mom. You've worked for other companies as well over the years?
Yes, thank goodness. I had a whole other career prior to real estate for a long, long time.
Okay. And what was that?
I used to run government relations departments for vocational schools in DC. So I worked with disenfranchised and disabled people and people who'd come out of treatment and had lost their jobs. So my mother and I would always joke about, we still joke about today, that it's half real estate and half social work.
That's kind of fascinating because I can see how that would blend right into doing real estate work because of the paperwork training that you get doing that kind of work must have made doing real estate paperwork a lot easier to learn.
Well, the paperwork isn't my strong point or my preference. It's really a people business. And all of it is built on relationships. That's what makes us successful, and that's how we run our business very differently than other companies.
Oh, and I don't doubt that, but there is that, that those technicalities that the state licensing boards require, that it better be right and it better be within a certain...
Right, and there are numerous rules. However, the relationships get you around a lot of them. We don't break any rules. For example, people think that you can't enter a tenant's home and you have to give a 48-hour notice. What they don't take into consideration is that if you have a good relationship with the tenant, you can knock on the door and say, "Hi, do you mind if I come in?" And That's more of the Bobby Morgenstern real estate method.
And see, that makes a lot of sense that, you know, one size fits all, which is what most agencies and regulations are about, doesn't fit all. If you've got a good relationship with people, then you've got a good relationship with people, and that can be treated on its own.
Right, and I really feel like that brings more money to our owners who are our investor owners to their bottom line, because we know the tenants somewhat, so we'll work with them if they're having a hiccup in their life. Have a relationship so that we've learned who to trust. So we give them an opportunity to make things right, and most people appreciate it. And then they'll be helpful too if you need, a light turned on outside or something like that. With most of our tenants are lovely people, and we have a two-way street.
Okay. So Pam, tell us how people, listeners, viewers of the videos, people on social media could get a hold of you.
I'm a telephone person. I answer it as much as I can. People are often surprised because they thought they'd get a voicemail, but I try to keep relatively normal hours, but I'm not completely successful. My phone number is 602-361-7058. And our email is Bobby, B-O-B-B-I-E, M for Morgenstern, R-E for real estate, @gmail.com.
So Bobby M, B-O-B-B-I-E-M, R-E, @gmail.com.
That's correct.
And the number again?
602-361-7058.
That's perfect. Now, do you have any particular properties you want to tell people to take a look at today?
I always have properties.
Kind of knew that.
That's one thing a little bit, there's a few things unique about our business, but that certainly is one. We're a hybrid. The fact that we do half property management and half real estate sales is pretty unusual. So I always know about properties that are not listed. Often my investor clients will tell me that when the next tenant moves out, they're going to want to list it. So sometimes I have people lined up that I know are interested in that kind of property, and so they will get, first preference. It really depends on the owner's direction, if they want me to put it straight on the MLS or if they want me to ask around people I know.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense because, they could get conflicting offers if they go on MLS when they don't need to, right?
The advantage is that we're able to work with much more solid clients. I find people that are relying on social media for their leads, those leads just aren't generally as strong as people who have tried and true transaction history.
Perfect. Pam, it has been a pleasure having you. I'm really glad you could make it today. And if there's anything else that I can help you with, anything later on, just let me know. Bill knows how to get us in touch with each other.
Thanks. I'd like to say two more things, may I?
Sure.
Okay. I really enjoy working with other realtors. I receive a lot of good realtor referrals, and we work really well together. I'm able to help them close deals and bring more money to their clients' bottom lines as well, so their owners have more money to help them reinvest and do more sales transaction with the with the sales agent that they work with. The other thing I would just like to remind people to vote on November 6th. Please vote.
Good for you. Pam, thank you. Take care.